This is the multiplication strategy video for our current unit, Unit 4. On our Google Drive, you also find the IXL activity sheet as well, um, alongside with these videos. These are the strategies students are being exposed to in class and will be practicing and should be using at home when they practice. The first one is when we have a double times single digit multiplication problem, in this case 23 times 8. The first strategy our students have been taught is the breaking apart strategy. This is where we're taking the larger number, the number that has two digits, breaking it up into numbers that are easy to multiply. In this case, it would be 10, 10, and 3. That would be the number 23 broken apart. The number you're multiplying by, you would keep the same. So you can see here 10 times 8, 10 times 8, and 3 times 8. Once you have those answers and they're aligned correctly by place value, you add those numbers up and you get your answer. Down below here is just a visual area model of that same strategy. Students do have to be able to construct, analyze, and solve these on written assessments and practice sheets throughout the unit. You can see here the number 23 is just broken into 10, 10, and 3 again on top. The 8, which you're multiplying by, stays on the side. This is the 8 times 10, the 8 times 10, the 8 times 3, with your answers below adding up. The algorithm, which many of us are familiar with, 23, the larger number, will always go on top. The 8 is on the bottom. You're going to then multiply the ones place, which is the 8 times the 3, which is 24, and you carry your 2. You're then going to multiply the 8 times the tens place. In this case, it's 8 times 2. Add that carryover of 2 and get 184. Moving on to the triple times single, it's the same strategies here, the breaking apart the area model and the algorithm. Here you can see 126 we broke down into 100, 20, and 6. We're multiplying it by the number 6, which stays the same. Once again, our answers over here, we add up and we get 756. The area model, the number 126 is broken apart on the top. The number we're multiplying by stays on the outside. And there's your multiplication problems with the answers, adding them as well. The algorithm stays the same. Your ones place times your ones place, your ones times your tens. Now we take it a step further and do ones times the hundreds place. So that is your triple times single strategies. Double times double digit, in this case 32 times 24. We do break apart. When we do double times double, the only difference here, we break apart the one number and we keep it the same. So in this case, we broke apart the number 32 into 10, 10, 10, and 2. We keep the number the same we're multiplying by. You get your products here. You add them up and get your answer. Over here, you'll see this a little bit later on as well. Breaking apart a number, in this case 14 again, 10 and 4. That's just another way to set it up and solve it, as well as our area model once again, breaking the number 32 apart on the top, keeping the number we're multiplying by on the side. Okay, there's your multiplication problems, your answers to add up. The next one might be new to you. Our students seem to grasp this one probably the quickest. It's the one they practice the most in here, and that's called the Foursquare. And really what we're going to do is take both of those two-digit numbers and break them into tens and ones so that we're working with some zeros here to make it easier to multiply, as well as some single-digit numbers. So you start out with 4 boxes. They'll be empty. Up here we broke 20 and 4 apart to make 24. On the side we did 30 and 2. Students are taught to put their finger inside the box. You go up and hit the 20. You go to the left and hit 30. So 30 times 20 is your problem for here. Comes out to be 600. In this box, if we go up, we hit the 4. If we go left, we hit the 30. So your problem here is 30 times 4, which is 120. The bottom left, you would go up to 20, over to 2. 2 times 20 is 40. And the bottom right-hand corner would be your 2 times your 4, which gives you 8. Taking all of these answers, bringing them out of the box, adding them up, and getting your answer. And that's the Foursquare method that we teach and use. The last thing I'll go over is the distributive property. Students have to be able to recognize the property being used, as well as use the distributive property to solve a double times double multiplication problem. And what we're doing here is we're breaking apart both numbers in parentheses. So 24 is broken into 20 plus 4. We keep our multiplication problem in the middle. 37 is broken into 30. That should be a plus 7. And the next one. You start with the first number, in this case 20, and you go and you do 20 times 30. And I wrote that down here for step 1. You then do 20 times 7, which is step 2. You then go on and use the 4 times 30, as you can see in step 3, and then 4 times 7, you can see here in step 4. We solved them. You can see neat and organized by place value. You add them up, and you get your answer. And those are some of the strategies we're using for multiplication in our unit.